What is going on, guys? I'm Dave, back with another episode of Debt Free Differently, and today we're talking about some reasonable, realistic ways for you to save money and still be able to watch good stuff on TV. The average cost of cable TV in the United States is about $85 per month, which is probably a solid chunk of your monthly budget. So yes, you could just cancel cable TV and save about $1,000 per year, but then this video would be over right now. And if that's all you need to hear, I hope you enjoyed this video. Quick disclaimer, I'm fully aware that there are some less than legal ways to watch TV online, but we're going to keep you on the right side of the law here. I love me some TV, but I also love saving money, so let's get right into it. If you're ready to lower your TV bill and you're one of the few people that doesn't have a Roku, an Apple TV, or an Amazon Fire TV, the time is now to pick one up. Just like you can download apps on your phone to watch TV, these streaming devices essentially do the same thing for your TV. Personally, I'd go with a Roku because they're cheap, they provide a lot of free content as well, and there's a ton of channels, but it's really whatever floats your boat. You can almost always find a deal on a Roku or an Amazon Fire Stick for around $30, and if you weren't aware, these are just a one-time cost. You don't pay a monthly fee to use these devices. Let's start with local channels. Sometimes you just want to watch the local news live, and local TV is great to have during football or award season. Even though they've been around for years now, a lot of people still don't have HDTV antennas that you can hook into your TV and pull in most, if not all, of your local channels. Luckily, gone are the days of ghosting bodies and adjusting rabbit ears just to watch TV. Now the channels are broadcast in HD and you can pull them in that way. You can often get them with crystal clear picture quality. Before buying an antenna, enter your zip code or address on the website that I'll include in the description, and it will show you what channels you can expect to receive at your house. Another great part about these antennas is that they're not as ugly as the antennas that we grew up with, and once you set them in the right spot, you generally shouldn't have to move them around. You should be able to find one with good reviews on Amazon for around $30. Just to be safe, I would find an amplified one with a really long range, like 200 miles. Once you get your antenna, you connect it, find a good spot for it, and scan for available channels. I usually had to move my antenna about once or twice to find the right spot to pull in all of my local channels, and sometimes I would put it in a spot that I wouldn't normally expect. Also, if you're way out there and you can't get reception using a TV antenna, you can use a streaming channel called Locast instead. It lets you pull in local channels using an internet connection. It's not always perfect, but it's another option. Now, if you're one of the 3 people on the planet that doesn't have a Netflix subscription or the password to your friend's account, this might be time to pick one up so that you can do some on-demand TV watching. Netflix can be as cheap as $9 a month to watch on one device at a time, and that's a big savings compared to $85 a month for cable TV. You can pay a little bit more to watch on more screens at the same time, and this might make sense if you have a lot of family members, or maybe you're splitting the account with a friend. The other big option is Hulu, which can be as low as $6 per month, and this would cover you for most of the pretty big shows that aren't on CBS. If you have both Netflix and Hulu on the lowest options, that's about $15 per month, and that might be enough for you. You'd have access to more TV than you could ever watch, plus all the original shows that people are still talking about today. You could have a family member watching Hulu in one room, you could watch Netflix in another, and you could save $800 per year compared to cable. That's pretty huge. If you need a little bit more to appease all members of your family, you could sign up for the Disney Bundle, which is Hulu, Disney Plus, and ESPN Plus for about $13 a month. If you have kids, I would take advantage of Disney Plus, or you like watching kind of less mainstream sports in the United States, so like MMA and soccer, then this might be a good option for you. ESPN Plus does not include ESPN and ESPN2, but it includes some live sports, original programming, and the awesome archive of all of the great 30 for 30 shows. Even if you did Netflix plus the whole Disney bundle, you'd be saving about $700 a year compared to having cable. Also, if you're into the premium channels like Showtime and HBO, you can generally get these for around $10 to $15 a month, but also you kind of want to be careful with this. You don't want to stack so many subscriptions that you're actually not saving a lot of money. If you absolutely need your live cable TV, which is generally for sports, there are lots of good options like Sling, YouTube TV, Hulu Live, and Fubo TV. If you're a big sports fan, to get sports channels on Sling, you'd be paying about $45 per month. You could also go with Hulu's live option, which is about $55 per month and also includes their on-demand shows. YouTube TV is $65 per month and Fubo TV is about the same. However, the prices for these keep going up and up, just like cable TV. In fact, there's actually a good chance that by the time you watch this, the prices for these services are actually higher than what I had just said. So yes, you could save like $20 per month over having cable, which is still something, but it might not be a big deal in the grand scheme of your budget. And if you were paying for a Netflix or a Hulu in addition to a live service, it's kind of like, what's the point? Here's what I'd propose instead. The best part about these services is that they're month to month with no contracts. If you're like a lot of people and you want a subscription just for sports, consider keeping your subscription only for the sports season. Depending on the sport, that might be 4 or 5 months, and then for the rest of the year, you just survive with whatever's on network TV. This way, you can still save hundreds of dollars per year without missing out on the things that matter most to you. I love SportsCenter as much as anyone, but I've started listening to daily podcasts and watching YouTube videos on my teams instead, and that's been a good way for me to get my daily fix. So even if you want a live service, ask yourself if you'd really need it all year long. If you're not ready to break up with TV entirely, the good news is that there are lots of options. Whether you go with one on-demand service or two, pick up a live service or not, there are still tons of ways that you can save hundreds of dollars per year and still watch TV. Of course, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with a friend, or subscribe to my channel. If you've made it this far, nothing's stopping you. Do it all. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next episode of Debt Free Differently.